Well, hello and welcome to Anfield, where Liverpool have won, and they've won again. That's 5 wins from 5 to start the Premier League season. And the main thing to say is they still don't look at their best, and they've done this today without Alexander Isak, £125 million man, and Florian Wirtz, £116 million man. Obviously, both of them came on. And Liverpool, to be fair, in that first half, absolutely blew away Everton. It was 2-0, and it felt like the job was done. But as we have come to learn over the last few weeks watching this Liverpool side, the job is not done until the fat lady sings, or in the case of the last 5 games, until someone pops up and pops a ball in the back of the net in the 95th minute or whatever it's been. Just behind me on the pitch, you'll see, where is he? There he is. Alexander Isak doing a little warm down. He's been out there for about 10 minutes. He's run from the centre circle to each corner flag now. He's over there in the far corner. He's going through his paces. He didn't do too much when he came on, but in truth, he didn't need to. It was his teammates that had done the work for him, and mainly the man who kept him out of the starting 11 today. Well, obviously fitness was an issue of that. But Hugo Ekitike, what a finish, what a performance from him in the hour that he played, or maybe just over an hour was it in the end. Now, and that's probably the main thing to say about this game, is that you look at some of the performances over the pitch, and Hugo Ekitike is definitely one that we'll talk about. We'll talk also about Ryan Gravenberch and maybe the fullbacks as well. And Salah was good and Gakpo was good as well. But Ekitike is obviously not the first choice number 9. He's cost an awful lot of money, £79 million if you include the add-ons paid for him. And he's got to earn his place in this team. And playing like that, well, he just... If Isak wasn't Isak, you'd be saying, how on earth does anyone get Hugo Ekitike out of the team? Because he's not really had a bad game in a Liverpool shirt just yet. Obviously, there was, Burnley, the whole team didn't really create enough chances because of Burnley's low block. There's been other games as well. I'm trying to rack the brains now, but he's brilliant against Newcastle. Scored on the opening day as well against Bournemouth. Looked good in the Community Shield as well, and just his overall performance today. And I'm not talking about his finish, which was beautiful by the way, but also his link-up play, his dropping deep, his work rate off the ball. He popped up on the left wing. It was a brilliant performance from him. He wasn't man of the match. We'll come on to the man of the match in a second. That was obviously, for me, Ryan Gravenberch. But Ekitike, absolutely excellent. And especially when we think about Salah beefing Anfield Edition, or whichever account it was, for saying how Isak and Wirtz were an upgrade on Núñez and Luis Diaz. I will say this with the greatest of respect to Darwin Núñez. Genuinely had some good moments in the Liverpool shirt, did Núñez. The fans loved him. But Ekitike is a much, much better striker, a more complete striker. And he's very young, he's only going to get better. Alexander Isak, we know already, price tag wise as well. He is a very much better. He is a better striker than Darwin Núñez. Now, we don't have to always compare to the past, because as Salah would be pointing out, that is probably a little bit unnecessary, I think is a better word than disrespectful. It is probably unnecessary, but what is necessary to say is Liverpool's business this summer has been excellent, and they are brilliant signings all round, and Ekitike is certainly one of them. Brilliant finish today. Would Núñez score that? I don't think so. Brilliant link-up play. Would Núñez be able to do that? I don't think so. And then overall, it was a good performance from Liverpool. I think the main thing of the performance was in the first half. I was thinking at half-time, like, wow, how does anyone get near this team this season? Arsenal play Manchester City tomorrow. One of them will drop points. City have looked shaky at times, have looked brilliant other times this season. When it all clicks for them, how good are they going to be? Arsenal, the depth is certainly better. I've watched a couple of their games already this season. They have looked very good, to be fair to them. They will be better than last season. I think the gap won't be as big. But I still think, man for man, Liverpool just have a much better team and a much better squad. You look at the bench for Liverpool today. I know it won't be like that every week, but let's say the best 11 plays. One of Ekitike or Isak has to miss out. One of Gakpo or maybe even Wirtz has to miss out. One of Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Wirtz, they can't all play. Curtis Jones, Rio Engamoa to come off the bench. If Kirkes doesn't play every week, you've got Andy Robertson, who's been the best left back in Europe at times over the last decade. You know, you've got the competition between Frimpong and Conor Bradley. Now, Conor Bradley had his moments today. They were good and bad. I thought he was very good, actually. I know a few of you on Twitter have disagreed with that sentiment, but I thought Conor Bradley was good today. He was, you know, getting up against Jack Grealish, giving him a hard time, which is what you want, because Grealish is obviously a hard winger to play against it when he's not in good form, but he's currently in the form of the best form of his last two or 3 years at least, let's say that. The best form since he won the treble, let's say that. And Bradley sort of matched him today. Obviously, Grealish had a role in Everton's equaliser, which let them back into the game, and you were just starting to think, oh, are they going to get back into this? There was another chance as well. I think Gay had another one. There were some corners, and you were fearing the worst for Liverpool. Were they going to throw it away again? Well, obviously, we know they haven't actually thrown any results away this season. They have always come back, but you did think if it happened today and it went to 2-2, it would be such a sucker punch. The mood would completely drop in the stadium. You did sort of think 12:30 kickoff as well plays a factor. I did think if Everton equalised, that would be it. Liverpool wouldn't have been coming back today. But then again, I thought that a few times already this season. I thought the result was done up at St James's Park, and there they popped up at late on with a winner. But man of the match for me today, as I alluded to earlier, Ryan Gravenberch. What a sensational footballer he is. Now, I do think that what's the word I'm looking for? He wasn't as good later in the game. But that first half, oh, wow, what a player. What a player. And he's still very young. What is he, 22, 23? Won the Young Player of the Season last year in the Premier League. And he's just got the world at his feet. He said a few times how he wants to be like prime Zinedine Zidane. And that goal, wow, just popping up in the box at the last minute. Best number 6 in the league last season. Best midfielder in the league this season for me. The only one that runs him close, really, is his teammate Dominic Szoboszlai, who is brilliant, and he's just everywhere. Undroppable, I think, was the word I used for him the other day. And then Liverpool just had to be gritty later on. I thought Milos Kerkez, we talked about him the other day, and we've talked about him a few times this week with getting dropped, getting hold off last weekend and getting dropped or rotated, whichever way you want to look at it. Didn't play on Wednesday or didn't start on Wednesday, but he was brilliant today. I thought he was popping up in some nice areas off the ball as well in terms of an attacking sense, but he stood up to Iliman Ndiaye, who is a supremely gifted footballer, it has to be said. And I thought Kerkez was very good as well. So there we have it. Liverpool are top of the league. It's Crystal Palace away. This time next week, it's Chelsea away after that. Before that, we'll have Southampton away. Who would you start in that game? Let me know in the comments. I'd be making a few changes. I'd be playing the likes of Giovanni Leone debut. I'd be giving Rio Engamoa 60 minutes. I'd be giving Federico Chiesa, not even in the squad today, run out. Joe Gomez needs some game time in his legs. Curtis Jones, Waterendo. Isak maybe. Can we get 70 minutes out of him? And that's going to be a good fun. I always like them sort of games where you see the players that you haven't seen a lot. Georgi Mamadashvili as well, in line for a debut. So that one will be good fun. And Liverpool are top of the league. 5 wins from 5, 1 win from 1 in Europe. And a Merseyside Derby in the bag. Merseyside, for now at least, is red. And the Premier League, for now at least, is Liverpool's to lose. But there's a long way to go. But you'll hear all about it on this channel. So drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, follow me on X, and let me know what you want to know about this week in the comments. But I'll see you then. Still most of the weekend to go, so have a good one all.